Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna have a friendship reading between Nayeon and Momo. So this was requested by my older sister. I was like, hey, I want to do a friendship reading, and she was like, how about Nayeon and Momo? And I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. So here we are. Now today, I'm a casual once. I just listened to Twice casually. So I don't know if today they have officially I don't think they announced it, but my sister was like, hey, I think Twice all got their personal Instagrams, and I was so excited and so happy that I was like, oh, gotta follow them and everything. And when I was doing that, I was looking for the link to Mina's Instagram, and I found it from someone that accidentally put Jihyo's instead. So I clicked on the link, and I was like, where's Mina? Why is Jihyo here? And I was like, you know what that means. Jihyo was like, if you're gonna follow someone from Twice, you start with me. So I started following Jihyo, and then I found the link for Mina's and followed her. But I thought that was funny. We love Jihyo in this house. I was like, what Queen Jihyo says gets done. So I was like, yes, we'll follow Jihyo first. Anyway, side story, let's get on with the reading. So let's take out one card to figure out one card that represents Nayeon and Momo's relationship. One card to represent them. So we have Mosaic with let chance play its creative role in your life. That's interesting. I don't really know what that means. And then I think I've done a one with Nayeon and Mina, in case you guys were wondering. So one card to represent Nayeon. You have the Knight of Cups reversed, and then one card to represent Momo. You have the Seven of Pentacles. What? Strange. Okay, so with this card, let chance play its creative role in your life. It feels like there's a sense of the type of dynamic or relationship that Nayeon and Momo have is one filled with just going with the flow, just getting things done, just living life, just allowing the universe to do its thing and just going with whatever goes, however it happens, not planning much and just doing things. So also with the Mosaic, it makes me feel as in I think there's I don't know the name of it, but I think there's this art where, if you have a broken vase or something, you put it together with this golden paint, and that's a form of art, right? Restoring something of that kind of thing. And with this card, it made me feel that the type of connection that Nayeon and Momo have is one where they're both very good at picking up those pieces and trying to make something with it that is more beautiful, that is stronger, putting themselves back together. And how should I put it? I feel like their relationship is the little glue that helps each one of them become stronger individuals and kind of center themselves or put themselves together. So the type of dynamic that they have is that maybe they're very, you know what, the other thing came up? Something else came up. Maybe the type of connection that they have is one where their relationship is one where they're able to shatter baggage or toxic things and then build themselves and put themselves back together in a better way. That kind of thing. So that will explain the clashing energies that they have. Not to mention that Virgos and Scorpios kind of just naturally get along like that. They just jab at each other all the time. Virgo does it with their perfectionist criticism, overcritical self, and Scorpio does it from their Scorpion type abilities of just poking. Yeah. But anyway, so the card that represents Nayeon in this relationship is the Knight of Cups reversed. So with the Knight of Cups, I usually see that as an offer. Someone that is bringing something to the table. Someone is bringing a proposition. Someone is bringing an idea or something along those lines. But usually this comes from the heart, right? Since it's cups, it usually comes from emotions, from a spiritual level or from a creative sense. But usually it comes from the heart. Usually the Knight of Cups is very genuine, very honest, and very sincere. They're offering they're offering their cup or their heart to whoever it is that they're doing this to, right? But with it being reversed, I do feel that Nayeon may be a little bit more guarded or a little bit I'm not saying that she's not honest or genuine. I'm saying that she has her walls up, right? So she's not one to be openly vulnerable. So I do feel that she doesn't necessarily offer this cup in the relationship, but I do feel that it just kind of happens, right? I don't think she goes willingly, willingly just like, oh, let me open up and tell you about my day. I do feel that Nayeon is more like, it kind of just happens that she talks about the things that stress her out or the things that bother her. Like, it just spontaneously happens. I don't think she goes out of her way to open up. So yeah, let's go on to Momo. We have the Seven of Pentacles. So this was the one that kind of made me be super surprised. So the Seven of Pentacles is not the energy that I see Momo in, but that's the energy that she has when she's with Nayeon. So the Seven of Pentacles talks about someone that has patience, someone that has planted their seeds of whatever dreams they have, and they're just waiting for the fruits of their labor to come, to blossom, So with this card, it talks about patience. And patience is not something that I think of when I think of Momo. I see Momo as someone that's very energetic, strong Mars energy, doing things and getting things done, right? But with the Seven of Pentacles here, it feels like Momo actually, when, with the connection that she has with Nayeon, she likes to maybe actually sit down and listen. Like, I don't really know what Nayeon has. I guess maybe since it comes very spontaneously that she opens up her heart, I think Momo really appreciates that and kind of just sits down and listens to that, to whatever Nayeon has to say, and she's kind of like an ear, listening and patiently seeing the situation, seeing it unfold, and all of that. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if the type of dynamic that they have is one where they're both poking and poking to see who will break and open up about their vulnerabilities, right? So maybe Nayeon is kind of like dab, dab, dab. Not dabbing as in like, woohoo. I mean dab as in like poke, poke. And then Momo just goes like, she takes the pokes and then pokes back, and then boom, they open up about something. Now let's see. How does Nayeon see Momo? We have the Three of Pentacles. That makes sense. How does Momo see Nayeon? Aha! We have the Two of Swords. So, the way that Nayeon sees Momo is as a companion. So the Three of Pentacles talks about experts that come together to create something or make something happen. So this talks about companionship. This talks about working together, teamwork, that kind of thing. So with this card here, it kind of feels like the way that Nayeon sees Momo is as a companion, someone that she feels supported with, someone that is an equal to her, someone that has expertise on something completely different from her, but definitely something that she trusts and something that she can rely on. So I do feel that in this case, Nayeon feels very supported by Momo, or just Momo's presence alone and Momo's expertise and experiences on life are things that Nayeon can really relate to, and that's why that will explain why there's this sense of like being able to openly be vulnerable to Momo, even if that's not the intentions that Nayeon may have had at first. So this card definitely feels like a strong friendship, a strong companionship, strong loyalty, and very good teamwork. So I do feel that they both work very well together, and that could be one of the reasons why Nayeon really enjoys hanging out with Momo. Now, on the other hand, Momo sees Nayeon as this Two of Swords. So I think Momo is able to see the internal conflict that Nayeon has with herself. The Two of Swords talks about two opinions, two different options, being indecisive about something. And usually the advice with the Two of Swords is to use use your intuition in order to make a decision, to make the right decision. And also I read somewhere that it was, usually the Two of Swords, the woman has a blindfold over her eyes. It was supposed to show someone that blindly trusts in their friends. I read that once. I just don't really know why the person interpreted it that way, but I thought that was interesting, and I think in this case it's very fitting to the relationship that Nayeon and Momo have. So in this case, Momo sees Nayeon as someone that could be a little bit closed off, as you see the hands are like crossed over the chest, but I do feel that Momo is someone that has the patience to see Nayeon figure out what she's thinking about and unraveling this decision that has to be made, right? So let's say Nayeon is like indecisive about how she feels about something, right? And then she kind of just goes to Momo, they talk it out, argue it out, or whatever they do to finally unravel it and see it for what it is. And then Nayeon can make a educated decision on how she feels about something, or what opinion she has about something, or what view she has on something. So this Two of Swords tells me that Momo is able to see the internal conflict that Nayeon has, and she's also able to see how closed off Nayeon could be sometimes, and also Momo's able to see like the other side of the coin to the ideas and thoughts that Nayeon has. They're not actually like opposites sun-wise, but they're different enough that I think they're able to help each other and like bounce off ideas from each other. Now let's see. The next card that we have is, how do Momo and Nayeon like to spend their time together? We have Buho with transformation. Wait, hold up. Transform the way you see. And here we have, well, she has like two moths to represent her eyes. But to me, moths always talk about transformation, specifically to ground someone. I did get to see moths a lot for a period of time, and to me that always felt like a message of healing and grounding. So I do feel that the thing that they like to do together is talk about their points of view and their perspectives. Now I have to say that this doesn't have to be like super straightforward and direct. Like, it's not like, okay Momo, how do you feel about this, and then Nayeon is like over here asking like her opinion and stuff, right? I don't think that's necessarily how they talk, but I feel this comes very naturally, especially with this Knight of Cups reversed. I feel that it just kind of happens. Also this card, they're not forcing this type of conversation. That's just where things lead, or how they end. But with this white dress as well, there's a sense of purity. So I think they're both very honest to each other, very genuine about their points of view, very blunt as well. And I do feel that they may have conversations, or they do things in such a way. Also, there's a number 2, which makes me think of balance. So they balance each other out, and that's how they like to spend their time together. Always talking about their different points of view, always trying to figure out how they see things and how they go about things and how to think about things. So I do feel that this doesn't have to necessarily be conversations. It could just be like a one-off, like, I think this, and my opinion of this thing is this other thing, and then the other one just kind of jumps in and is like, what? That's what you believe in? No, that's crazy. And then they talk about things, right? So I do feel that this is a little bit more chaotic than you guys would think. But not necessarily bad. It's just, I feel that they're okay with that chaos. Now let's see. Next part is, what does Nayeon like about Momo? Well, 2 cards kind of came out. That's fine. We have the Six of Wands reverse and the Knight of Pentacles reverse. Okay. And what does Momo like about Nayeon? You have the 10 of Coins reverse. So the first thing that I got when I saw the Six of Wands reverse was that the thing that Nayeon likes about Momo is that Momo doesn't really brag about the things that she has, or about her talents or anything. I think Momo is very humble and modest, at least to Nayeon's eyes. I don't really know how Momo is necessarily, so I do feel that Nayeon really likes how, humble and honest Momo is. The Six of Wands upright usually talks about someone that is, people are celebrating, someone that's very successful, victorious, and like they have captured the hearts of everyone in that sense. They've been giving credit for their work and all of that. So I think in this case, there's this sense of like, there's this quiet confidence that Momo has that Nayeon really likes, right? Like, Momo's not being full on Leo energy, being like, I'm the best, everyone loves me, this and that, right? Momo is a bit more like, she knows it, and she doesn't have to like talk about it all the time. And that's one thing that Nayeon likes. But the thing that I kind of chuckled a little bit was with the Knight of Pentacles reversed. I saw that, and the thing that randomly came to my mind, or the first thing that came to my mind, was that Nayeon likes how impulsive Momo is, and how Momo doesn't really think about things and just gets things done. Also, the Knight of Pentacles is Virgo energy, so in that sense, I think Nayeon really likes how Momo is very different from her, and how Momo doesn't really analyze the situation, doesn't think much about something. She's not constantly observing the little details about something to criticize it or understand it. Momo just kind of does things, and I think Nayeon really likes that and really appreciates how Momo doesn't hold back or is not super loud about things. And when I mean loud, I don't mean it literally. I mean it loud as in like vocal. Like Momo's not talking about her thoughts all the time and trying to make sure everyone knows about that. Momo kind of keeps to herself in that sense, and I think Nayeon really likes that. But I thought it was so funny how it was like, oh, what do you like about Momo, Nayeon? And the first thing it was like that she doesn't think, she just does. And I thought that was funny. Okay. Now, the thing that Momo likes about Nayeon is a bit confusing because it's a 10 of coins reverse. So, there's this sense of... Oh, I think I know what it means. So, with the 10 of coins, there's this energy. When it's upright, it talks about, like, generations, right? It's being able to support generations of, I guess, family or of blood. You know, being able to have so much money that it can support everyone in the family, everyone that is about to come and everyone before you and stuff like that, right? But with this card being reversed, one of the things that I got was that one of the things that Momo likes about Nayeon is that Nayeon doesn't hold herself back because of family ties or family blood or family baggage or stuff like that, of family karma. Like Nayeon is able to detach herself from those kind of things, right? So what I mean by that is that I think Nayeon is an individual that really focuses on herself, and Momo really likes that. Like Nayeon, like if there's some issues going on with the group, Nayeon tries to not take it personally or tries not to make her hold her down, tie her down. I guess that's one of the ways I could say it. Or like if there's some issues going on with her family, she tries to detach her from it if that drags her down. She tries to not let it get to her or let it bother her or let her influence her. And I think Momo really likes that. So another thing that I was thinking was that if there's this certain belief that Nayeon's family has, and it doesn't go, it's not in alignment with Nayeon, she doesn't, like many other people, she doesn't like get influenced by it to the point where it gets in the way of her path. I think Nayeon does a very good job of just like trashing it and be like, okay, that's what you guys believe in, I'm not going to let that get in the way of, you know, my dreams and goals. So I think Momo really likes how Nayeon is able to just detach herself from situations if it comes down to it, which is something that I wouldn't think of if I see the 10 of coins, but it kind of came out like that in this case. Okay, the next thing. So what has Nayeon learned from Momo? Okay, I want one card, but I'll take the first one, which is the Knight of... Okay, I'll take all of them. Who cares? I'll take all of them. It's fine. What? Wait. I think they have learned a lot from each other, and that's why the cards are just kind of jumping out. Okay, wait. What has Momo learned from Nayeon? The High Priestess. Okay. So... thank you, Momo, for following instructions. But Nayeon. So the thing that Nayeon has learned from Momo is how to be a Knight of Cups. How to, you know, be a little bit more in tune with her emotions. I mean, Momo is a water sign, so I guess it makes sense. But Nayeon has learned how to be this Knight of Cups. To be a little bit more vulnerable, a little bit more open with her emotions, to be more in tune with them, to accept them and listen to them a bit more. So I think that has... like, I think Nayeon learned from Momo the value of looking within and conflict as well. I don't know how to say it. And chaos. Because if you see right here, the waves are moving crazily, and like the Knight of Cups is like moving towards that golden cup. So it makes me think that Nayeon has learned from Momo that within chaos there is lessons that can be learned, and there is healing that can be done. Now, the other card that came with the Knight of Cups is the Magician. So the magician talks about someone that is able to manifest things, someone that has everything they need to make their dreams come true. So I think the thing that Nayeon has learned from Momo is being able to see the value that she carries, the power that she carries, the knowledge, the experience, and all of the materials and tools necessary to make something happen. But with the magician, I do feel that it comes more from a place of within, right? The skills that Nayeon carries, the knowledge that she has, the abilities that she has gathered from just doing things. So I do feel that this comes more from untangible things. Just having, I guess, in a way, having confidence that Nayeon has what it's needed to move forward and make her dreams come true. So Momo has helped Nayeon see that side of herself. The other card that we have right here is the Five of Pentacles. So in this case, Momo has taught Nayeon that she's not on her own, that she doesn't have to do things on her own, that she can ask for help, that she can rely on other people, that she can rely on just going with the flow, rely on the universe, that her spirit guides have her back, that she doesn't have to do everything on her own. I do feel that Nayeon could be an individual that puts a lot of pressure on herself and is like, okay, the only way this can get done is if I do it, right? And I do feel that Momo has taught Nayeon to relax a little bit and allow things to unfold on their own. And the last card that we have right here, the other thing that she has learned from Momo is the Knight of Swords reversed. How to not... Okay, this is weird. Okay, so Momo has... I guess with Momo's fiery Mars energy, I mean, she is a Seven of Pentacles, so that's kind of strange, right? There's this sense of recklessness that comes with Mars energy, and this Knight of Swords reverse talks about, not being reckless, being a bit more cautious, being good at communicating, being good at, gathering new information, but not be overwhelmed by all of the newest things and the latest news of, information, fashion, ways of doing stuff, right? Not being overwhelmed by that and not being influenced by that as well. So with it being reversed, that's kind of the energy that I'm getting. So I do feel that Nayeon has learned from Momo how to take things a bit slower, to not be reckless about things, to not move very quickly and say things without thinking, or think about things, jumping to conclusions too quickly. I think that's one way that this can be seen. I do want to point out that we have the Knight of Cups here and here. We have the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. So I do feel that that's a lot of mutable energy that Nayeon has. So there's this sense of Momo has helped Nayeon take things a bit slower and being able to and not always having to move and make things change and move. Nayeon doesn't have to adapt and change constantly. She can just take things a bit slower and go with the flow, kind of just float, which is something I guess a water sign will say or think. The other card that we have right here is the thing that Momo has learned from Nayeon is how to be also in tune with her emotions, because the High Priestess talks about the moon. It represents the moon. So all of the things that are subconscious to ourselves, the things, our emotions, our spiritualities, things that are very untangible, our shadow side as well. So I do feel that Momo has seen a side of herself that she had not seen until she met Nayeon. So I guess this Seven of Pentacles, I'm all what? So surprised. I do feel that that's one of the things Momo has learned from Nayeon, how to be patient, how to listen to people, how to be open and vulnerable, even if it's not being fully aware of it. Also with this High Priestess, there's this sense of being very understanding. I think Momo has learned how to be more not necessarily open as in vulnerable, but open as in open-minded. So being able to listen to other people's points of view about things, and also learning how to be a good listener. I think that's the main thing, how to be a very good listener, which is pretty straightforward from Momo's side. Nayeon has been very straightforward as well, but so many cards came out that's why it's taking a while for her side to be talked about and unfold. Now the last card, which is the most interesting thing of this reading, is why did Nayeon and Momo meet? 2 cards came out, that's fine. So we have Merak with embrace oneness with the universe, And we have I always want to call it fire gun, but what is it, fear gun? I don't know. Become a loving mirror, which I am not surprised this card came out actually. So with becoming a loving mirror, this tells me that the reason that Nayeon and Momo met is just to be mirrors to each other. I think so in a way that helps because they're able to see their shadow selves within the other. So what I mean is like things that Nayeon was not aware of herself, she sees those things reflected on Momo. Like Momo's like this, she does things or she says things or she sees things in a different way that reflect back to Nayeon the way that she is subconsciously. And it goes vice versa with Momo as well. Like Nayeon does things and says things in such a way that sometimes it could trigger Momo one way or another, or like Nayeon says things in such a way that Momo goes like, oh, so that's possible, or people think like that, or people do things that way. And in a way it's also a mirror to Momo. Like now Momo is able to see this other side of herself that she wasn't aware of. Her subconscious becomes exposed and is now fully on the surface, and now Momo can see it. She's more aware of it. So I feel that they are mirrors to each other, right? They are both able to channel to each other messages and help each other out like that. And also with embrace oneness with the universe, I feel that the reason they met was so like that they could grow and heal and improve and expand as individuals. But also we got stability here, so I do feel that I don't know how aware they are about this and how conscious they are of this. However, they don't have to, because it just kind of naturally happens that they center themselves and bring themselves back to who they are as people. So I do feel that Nayeon could be the one that opens up about her emotions, but those issues that she has and that she carries, even though Momo's just like quietly listening, she is also learning from that. So they're learning from very different ways, right? Kind of like Nayeon experiences it, and Momo learns from those experiences as well. She doesn't have to live through it because Nayeon already went through it, and I think that's a way that they're mirroring as well. So yeah, with this card, it definitely feels like they're grounding themselves and nurturing themselves by just meeting with each other and just seeing how the other one interacts and how they go on about their life and how they interact with each other as well. They just create this space where they are able to connect with themselves again and see themselves for who they truly are, as well as the shadow that they carry with them. And when I mean shadow, I don't necessarily mean like the evil dark side of themselves. No, I just mean the subconscious side of themselves that they're not fully aware of, because they're more aware of like the surface things that are on the light. Not necessarily meaning good, I just mean like that's just what they're aware of. But yeah, with all of that said, I hope you guys really like this reading. I found it super interesting to read for both of them. They're, Momo surprised me with how calm she was with that Seven of Pentacles, with how patient she is, and then Nayeon surprised me with all the cards that she took out. Well, I took them out, but like all the cards that kind of came out naturally, right? So I was just like, okay, Nayeon has a lot to say. And yeah, this was very interesting. I hope you guys really like this reading. I'll see you in the next one, whenever that is. Love and healing from my part to you. And I hope you guys really, really enjoy this reading and find it just as interesting as I did. Feel free to comment down below if you guys have seen this and go like, yeah, they've talked about this. Oh yeah, in interviews they interact like this and like that. I really like to read those comments and be like, yes, this is confirmation that my reading was not off or too wrong or whatever. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.